I wish we could hug. So that's the best thing we can do. Hug each other.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Welcome to the Destination Workplace Show, a podcast that inspires CEOs, real estate, workplace, and HR leaders to create meaningful and purposeful employee experiences inside and outside of the office. My name is Nelly Hyatt, and I'm a work futurist. And I'm sitting down with leaders to talk about the future of the workplace, their vision and ambition for the next generation of employees, and how to have an impact.
My name is Tony Vargas. I am very fortunate to be able to take that personal mission of delivering joy and have that be my mission at work. I deliver joy at scale through workplace services and office culture for Sprinklr, which is a global tech company whose mission is to help organizations make their customers happier.
That's amazing. What is the medium that you use to deliver joy on a daily basis?
When I was designing the strategy for workplace for Sprinklr, I was like, oh, is it real estate? Is it administrative? And I said, no. And I was able to come up with these 5 pillars that helped me do joy at scale, which at the end of the day was my mission. And it was creating amazing environments, right? That were clean, agile, productive, dynamic. It was having seamless and frictionless experiences so that whatever people were doing, that it's a joy to do them. Listen, we live with these devices in our hands, ready to take a picture to post on Instagram, right? So if you're going to go get coffee in the pantry or you're going to go get some office supplies in the cupboard, it should be pretty. It should be a great experience. It should be seamless in the same way as if you're looking for to book a conference room. If you're looking to collaborate with somebody else, it should be a seamless experience. Building those strong communities. That's my 3rd pillar. So environments, experiences, strong communities, memorable events that bring people together, that make people feel like they have each other's back. Hospitality. Right? Feeling like our needs are anticipated, that our needs are looked out for and they're met. And then, of course, we have to be fiscally responsible. A big part of it, right? So the administrative bone to be able to do this over and over and over again. And all of that to be able to create these spaces for people to be who they are, feel like they belong, and feel like they're doing their best work ever, that they're living their best life ever.
Do you think that it's obvious now for all corporations in America that community and belonging link to long-term success, or are we still proving the point?
I think we come from such a place where we were coming from was so far away from that ideal. But I think that if there's one thing that we have all learned in the past year is the power of community, is the power of connection. So as much as we are set up in a corporate structure, we also understand that there is so much more, and we know that there is so much more to add. There's so much more value to add to that by letting people be who they are and reconnecting as a community. Now, here, one thing that I was reading last week about the search for happiness in a post-COVID world, one of the women in that seminar was saying that when they were studying joy in a community, when they were studying communal joy, they found that the biggest expression of joy in community was people having each other's backs. And if we are members of this same group with the same mission and the same values, and we have each other's backs, how joyful are we going to be doing whatever it is that we're doing?
I love this idea because for me, that's the direct link between the long-term success of the companies, because we all felt that when we love the people on our team, we want to deliver an amazing work because they rely on our work and we rely on their work. So this tissue actually brings us to reaching out and really bring the best of what we can because we feel connected. We don't want to disappoint them. And we have this more of like commitment to each other. I'm going to do something amazing for you, do something amazing for me. And like, we'll grow together and we would share skills. We would help each other to get to the next stage of their own like learning curve. And that that doesn't happen when you don't feel that joy of working with these people, when you don't feel the love or the compassion or the empathy from each other. So unfortunately, that disadvantage your own implication in the company in the long term, but also the company, because you're not bringing the best of what you could do. I think we had this assumption that it was happening in the office. Like, of course, you step into an office, you see all the colleagues, there's this tissue. And sometimes not. Sometimes you sit next to your colleague for years and you only exchange transactional information or factual data, but you don't create more of a relational or emotional link. You have a word for it, right? The propinquity. Tell me about this concept.
So it's the belonging, right? Like it's a sense of belonging. So I like for everybody to feel like they belong and that they don't have to be somebody else to feel like they belong, right? That they're connected at every level because of who they are. So when we're building community, I a long time ago, I learned a quick definition of community as a group of people with shared values and shared events. Right. So we already have shared values by the company that we are a part of, and the mission that we've all subscribed to making happen. But then we need those other moments to make memories together, right? To have things that we remember each other by, to have not just a happy hour on Thursday, but a moment to share with people from a different department, from people from a different background, to bring us together, to have a little bit more, so that once we have these interactions, then even a short one-on-one, when you see somebody at a in the office, it's no longer just seeing Mary from finance, right? Now you have a little bit more background or a little bit more to build on for in that relationship with that other person.
I really appreciate it, because I think when I saw an article where you were talking about propinquity, for me, it was proximity plus intention. Mm-hmm. Because I can be close to someone every day. I can meet the same people on the subway to the office. If I don't bring this intention to create a relationship, it doesn't happen. And I think COVID and the fact that we had to be all remote has opened the doors to the intentionality. We need to be more intentional when we get on the Zoom, especially as we feel maybe at the end of the day, the Zoom fatigue. So we're very more intentional where we put our time. And we're more intentional to connect with others because we feel very, very isolated. Mm-hmm. And my dream is that we bring it back when we are in person. And we don't assume that it happens just because we are in the same room. How can we be more intentional in creating this tribe? And when you talk about shared events, I talk about rituals.
This time has forced us to be intentional. We are by nature separated. So if we want to talk to somebody else, we have to reach out to them and say, can we have a moment to talk, right? In whatever way, whether that's a text or a ping or however formal or casual you want to make that, you have to have that intention. And that can be exhausting, right? That's not particularly natural in a in-person setting. Those things happen naturally. However, when we do get on these calls, how great is it that we get to see each other so intensely, right? In these squares. And even when you have a big group meeting, you get to see every single person there. Where if you're in a conference room, you kind of only see the people that are in your line of view. So I love hearing Raji, our CEO, talk about it, because he says our initial focus is employee delight.
Yeah.
Because happy employees make happy customers, right? Joy is contagious. And if we have a way of creating spaces for that, it's incredible.
I love it. I think I'm going to end on that note because I'm feeling so inspired right now. Thank you so much, Tony. It was a pleasure to have you with me.
Thank you, Nelly. Thank you for inviting me. This is fantastic.
What a pleasure.